Hello, everyone. This is Angela with Happy Little Stitch Shop. Today is Thursday, April 9th, 2020. Thank you so much for joining me on this Thursday. I really appreciate you taking time out of your day to hang out with me for a little bit. Hello, Cross Stitch Natalie. Hello, Brantley Donna. Thanks so much for joining in. Hi, Kim. Kim says, hi, everyone. Hello, Angela. We are outside having a picnic in our backyard, enjoying sunshine and listening to your live. I can't complain. Oh, that sounds lovely. It really does sound lovely. It is so windy here right now. Like our picnic would for sure blow away, number one. And number two, the children might blow away. I mean, that is how windy it is. I don't even know if you can hear it, but I can hear the wind inside quite clearly. It's very, very windy here today. Billy says, happy Thursday. Hi, Jilly. Thanks for joining. And Jessica Strawn, good afternoon. Hi, Jessica. Jessica is a new subscriber. She joined this week. So everybody say hi to Jessica. Thank you so much for joining in. We are happy to have you here. Labor of Love Quilt says, South Africa has extended the lockdown for 2 more weeks. I'm sorry to hear that, Labor of Love Quilts. More stitching time for you. Hi, Sam's Gillum. Good to see you out there. Kim says, yay, welcome, Jessica. So hello, everyone. Labor of Love Quilts, I'm sorry to hear that you have a 2-week extension. Unfortunately, I'm feeling like the United States is going to see the same. I have no idea, obviously, but I feel like it's probably headed in that direction. So how is everybody hanging in there with isolation and being staying at home? I mean, on the good note, it offers more time for stitching and quilting. On the bad note, it can get a little stir crazy. So how is everybody doing? That was my first big question for you guys. Is everybody hanging in there? And how are you doing? Terry says, hi, Angela. Hi, Terry. I hope you're well. And Jilly says, hi, Jessica. Welcome to the fun. Labor of Love Quilts says, we're extended to the end of April and we are making masks. I made some masks this week as well. My sister had to go back to work. She works at a daycare, so she has to take care of essential employees' children so that they can be at work doing what they need to do. And so she had asked me to make some masks. So the girls and I made some masks last weekend and delivered them to her and kind of threw them out the window to her. We just tossed them to her and we're like, let me know if they work. Good luck. So we have been making masks here as well. Cross Stitch Natalie says, got 3 projects completed so far, so not all is bad. That's excellent. I'm kind of feeling the same way. I've jumped into a few projects that I wouldn't have otherwise been able to jump into and have made some really good progress on them. Jessica says, wow, thanks for the shout out, working from home as we speak. And Jilly says, schools in Oregon have been shut down for the year. So you got the final word that you're shut down for the year. I think Kim did in Washington as well. We were expecting it though, hanging in there with the homeschool. And then Kim says, all good here, except I might have aged a year when they canceled our schools for the rest of the year. Other than that, there's lots to be grateful for sure. And I think we're probably headed in the same direction here in Wisconsin. No official word yet. We're still shut down until the end of April, I think is the latest. But I'm preparing the kids for the fact that I don't think that they will be going back to school this year. But on the good side, normally like a normal week for us would be just insane with running kids to soccer and baseball and, all sorts of activities. And so on the good note, this is aged a year or shed a tear, one or the other, Kim. On the good side, this has offered us some more family time that we wouldn't normally get. My husband, who normally works 7 days a week, I mean, that man works one weekend. He put in, like 1 week, he put in about 75 hours in 1 week. Like he just works an insane amount because having, a larger family is tough to make ends meet. And by no means are we like, in the poorhouse or anything like that, but he just works a lot to try to help out. And so on a good note, he is working less because a lot of the facilities that he works at can't have him there anymore. On a bad note, he's still an essential employee because he's in the healthcare industry. And so he is still out there in it, which makes it kind of scary. But he's been cut back on hours as well. So it's scary that way too. So anywhere you look at it, there are pros and cons to it. But I am trying to soak up as much of the family time right now as we can get, because even though right now it feels this is going to last forever, it won't last forever. And Norm will return at some point, and then we'll be back to running and not have this time with each other. So I'm trying to make the most of it. Tammy Menlove says, my poor senior. That is who I feel the worst for right now as far as students go, because that senior year, I mean, you just can't get it back again. And so I hear you, Tammy. I don't have a senior, but I can imagine that it is not a fun way to end your high school career. Sam's Gillum says, my senior girl is still hoping graduation and prom are just put out rather than canceled. It would be really cool is if we could get past this, and I don't know, but it would be cool if they could just postpone for now and try to do it, even if it's during the summer, even if they get people together, the school, even next fall, and still host a prom and some type of graduation ceremony for those seniors. That would be really cool for some schools to do that. Kim says, oh, bless him for your poor senior. She's saying, I think that's who you mean, for your poor senior. Bless him, because he's having a tough end of his school year, as a senior especially. So here we are, though. And so we're going to try to make the best of it. I have some fun things for you guys to share with today. And I was really excited to be able to connect with you today, because it is a little stir crazy. Things have been very busy around here with the shop, which, yay, I'm very excited about that. It's also been busy trying to throw homeschooling in there. Thankfully for me, my kids are a little bit older, and so they can help each other out, or kind of are able to do their own thing. And since most of it is online, they're much more familiar with their online programs than I ever would be. So they are doing okay. We're getting into a little bit of a routine with homeschooling. So far, so good. I mean, it's by no means perfect, but we're figuring it out and we're making it through. So we're doing okay. And I can so relate to all of you other moms and dads out there who are trying to make the homeschooling thing work. There are some questions that I get that I'm like, what? What are you asking? I don't even know what you're saying to me. Tammy Menlove, I tell her that her memories will be stronger for this year rather than a normal year. That's probably true. I mean, you will never forget that this was your senior year and what you went through. That's for sure. And Tammy Menlove also says, I started making masks for my siblings and their families, and it has snowballed. I agree. I made some for my one sister, and then two of my other sisters requested some as well. And so the kids and I are trying to get more masks made this week and get those out the door. Jessica Strawn says, Tammy, I feel for you. My daughter is a college senior. Commencement is postponed. Sigh. Yeah, college seniors too. It's tough all the way around for both high school and college seniors. I feel very bad for them because this is not an ideal way to wrap up your schooling career. So I have lots of stuff to share with you and some exciting news that I've been working on, and then giveaways at the end. So everybody just hang with me, jump in and comment here and there, because like I said before, I've really been looking forward to connecting with you guys. It's kind of a connection with the outside world. And so I've been looking forward to this, and I love to hear how you guys are doing, and I love to hear what's going on in your lives, and I love to talk stitchy things with you. So let's jump in. First of all, some good news. I don't know if any of you guys have been watching. First of all, Sam's Gillum says, I go back and forth between making masks for facilities and also family and friends requests. Masks are never ending. It's no joke, but it's a great stash debunker or whatever you want to call it. It uses up like I have a huge thing of fabric that I'm just able to go through and kind of get rid of a lot of that fabric, which is kind of nice, that I don't know that I would use for something else. Okay, some good news. I don't know if any of you guys have heard of this, but I put a link in the YouTube description to this YouTube channel. It's called Some Good News by John Krasinski. Okay, John Krasinski, he's that guy from The Office, if any of you don't know. And he started this YouTube channel called Some Good News, which is kind of, he started it in an effort to, we're hearing all of this very down stuff right now. And he wanted to start something that was a channel for the good things that are happening right now. And so he has 2 episodes out there. Again, I put a link in the YouTube description for his YouTube channel. Go and check it out. There are only 2 episodes. The episodes are like 15 to 20 minutes, maybe. I was crying during both of them, but not like sad tears. I was crying tears of like, oh my gosh, this is so nice. This is the nicest thing ever. Like those types of tears. So it is so worth it. Go watch Some Good News. Episode 2 in particular. We have watched it. We put it on the big TV. Like I didn't just watch it on my phone. We put it on the big TV and we watched it as a family. And the kids wanted to keep watching it again and again and again. We've watched it so many times. I have no idea how he's going to top episode 2. I have no idea. But episode 2 was so good. Oh my gosh. It was so good. Sam's Gillum says, oh my gosh, love the Some Good News. Okay, so you've heard of it. And then Jilly says, we have been loving Some Good News. The Hamilton performance made me cry. It was so beautiful. I've watched it with the kids about 20 times. Me too. That's what I'm talking about. That Hamilton performance, I was crying. The kids were like, why are you crying? I'm like, I love this musical. Okay, so a few months ago, like I love musicals. Love them, love them, love them. Saw musicals in college, like my whole life. Anytime I could scrape together money to go see a musical, I would try to go see one. So I've seen a fair amount. But I wanted to see Hamilton, but you know, we are busy with the kids. And after we had our little one, like I get very I'm very at home after having a baby. Like, I don't know if that makes sense to people, but I'm just at home. Like my husband and I, we rarely go out on dates. A date night for us would be renting a movie and eating a frozen pizza. Like that's kind of what we do. Like we're just very kid focused right now at this point in our lives because that's where we are. And we just don't go out a lot. And so one of my sisters, so I'm one of 7 sisters. I'm the youngest of 7 sisters, and there are 6 of us still living. And so it's very hard for us to get together. 4 of us have our own sets of families and people work, and it's just very hard to get together. And so we've been trying to make an effort more so lately, especially as our parents are getting older. And so my parents' birthdays are kind of clumped together at the end of the year. And so as a birthday present, my older sister wanted to try to get everybody together to go see Hamilton with my parents as a birthday gift for them. And so she treated the family to going to see Hamilton. And I was like, oh, I shouldn't leave. Like, I don't want to leave the kids. I shouldn't leave, da, da, da. My husband was getting ready to leave on work to go, like, leave the state to go for work. And I was like, it's just a bad time. I wasn't going to go. My husband was like, you need to go, you need to go, you need to go. So I go and I watch, we see Hamilton. Oh, it is amazing. It is amazing. For anybody who has not seen it, it is worth it to try to go see it. And so loved it, loved it, loved it. Have been obsessed with it since then. And the whole time I was watching it, I kept thinking, oh my gosh, my husband would love this. Like, I can't believe we haven't tried to go see this. He would love it. And so I come home and he's like, how was it? And I was like, oh, it was amazing. You would love it. And he said, I know I would. Like, he has been really wanting to see it as well. But life was just so crazy. We never even talked about it. So I didn't know that he had a desire to see it. He's still not seen it. I would love to go back and see it. Episode 2 of Some Good News is like a mini Hamilton show in this episode. And I loved it. And the kids loved it. We watched it a million times. So follow that link and watch those episodes. It will lift your spirits and it will bring some happiness and cheer and some good, you know, getting out of some happy emotions. It'll be good. Tammy Love, I need to see Hamilton. I memorized the music forward and back. It's so good. And then Tammy also says, I have 6 daughters and 1 son. My senior is the youngest. Aw, your senior is the youngest. And it's your baby who's getting the poor senior year right now. That's not a great way to end the, like, but again, you'll always remember. And then Kim says, oh, wow, what a wonderful memory. I'm dying to see it too. Oh, it's so good, Kim. So good. So I'm hoping if by some, you know, miracle someday my husband and I will be able to go see it. And then of course all the kids want to go see it, but that's 6 kids. Like, how is that possible? You have to have like a small fund just to go do fun stuff with your whole family. So I don't know how that's ever going to work out, but I hope to be able to go see it with my husband. I mean, he would really love to see it. And it's such a good show, good play. And everybody needs to watch that show. Follow John Krasinski on Some Good News. Okay, now some stitchy stuff. Okay, Frosty Forest. How are you guys doing with your Frosty Forest? I have done an amazing job this week and gotten absolutely nothing done on it. So I apologize in advance for some of my stitching neglect because I've been kind of busy and I am itching to be able to sit down and just get some good, healthy amount of stitching done. But it hasn't really happened that much. But I do have an update on Cottage of the Month, so I'll share that with you. Yeah, I really rocked it this week, and I did no Frosty Forest stitching and no Farmhouse Christmas stitching. But my Cottage of the Month is almost done, and my goal was to try to finish that by today, and then like craziness happened yesterday. And so I was really busy with the shop, but with some really exciting stuff to share with you guys, which I'll tell you about in a minute. So Frosty Forest, here's the hashtag. Be sure to use this when you post your pictures, and please, please post pictures of your Frosty Forest stitches. This is what we're working on right now. It's called Snowy Friends. And I know that Kim finished hers and she said it was a ton of fun. Like she really enjoyed this one. She said that there is a fair amount of white, but it looks like it's kind of, you know, split up a little bit. But she said she really enjoyed it. So how are the rest of you guys doing who are stitching this one? Terry says, Frosty Forest, my trees and bunny are done. Are you on this one, Terry? Did you catch up? Oh my gosh, you go on vacation and you come back and you're like totally caught up. Are you on Snowy Friends? Wow, you're doing a great job. You're ahead of me now. So Snowy Friends is supposed to be really fun. I hope you guys are enjoying it. Kim says, I love Frosty Forest. It's how I met wonderful you. Aw, see, that's some good news right there. We have our own little mini good news show happening. Terry says, yes, she's caught up. That's awesome. Good job. Okay, so that's Frosty Forest, Cottage of the Month. We are on May. Kay Parkhouse says, hello, Angela. Finally made a live stream. Hey, Kay, did you get my email? And did that answer your question? I'm going to talk about it a little bit here as well. Actually, I'll talk about it when I'm doing Cottage of the Month. So this is what we're on right now. We're on May. This is our third Cottage of the Month. We've done March and April, and now we are stitching up May. I love these cottages. Oh my gosh. Let me show you how far I am. I'm almost done. I got very sidetracked yesterday. So this is where I'm at. I'm almost done. I'm at the bottom. I have another line of grass and then like that bottom border to do. But this was such a cute little cottage, the little birdhouse, and those bees. Oh my gosh. Those bees are adorable. Like when I was stitching them, I thought, this isn't going to look like a bee. And then I got done stitching it and I was like, oh my gosh, look at all those little bees. They're so cute. So yes. Oh, Kay says, yes, I did. Thank you so much. Oh, good. Okay, so Kay had a question about how to figure out what size to cut your cloth. And I'm going to talk about it with Cottage of the Month because I made a mistake with my cloth. And so I hope that you guys didn't do the same thing. So on the back of your, or someplace on your cross stitch pattern, you should see what the stitch count is. There will be two numbers that tell you what the stitch count is of that chart. So for example, let's just say a stitch count to keep the math easy is 100 width, so 100 W by 100 high, so 100 H. So you take that number and then you divide that number by, hi from Batavia, Illinois. Welcome, Sandra. We're up in Wisconsin, so we're neighbors. We're just a little bit north of you. So you have that stitch number. So let's say it's 100 by 100. And then you divide those numbers by the stitch count of the cloth that you are using. So if you're using 16 count or 14 count, let's say for sake of easy math, we're using 10 count Aida. So you would divide 100 by 10 and 100 by 10, which would give you a 10 by 10 stitch size for your chart. So that is what the finished stitch would be a 10 by 10 stitch. Now you're going to want to add borders to that in order to have enough for finishing. So you would add 4 to each of those numbers. So instead of being 10 by 10, it would be 14 by 14. And that's the size that you would cut your cloth, is 14 by 14. That would give you a 2-inch border around your whole stitch. Does that make sense? So for my cottage of the month, I don't know, I must have been sleeping the last 2 months because I kept cutting my cloth. And this time, for whatever reason, when I cut it, I looked at it and said, this isn't right. This is off. What is going on? So then I had a small panic attack. And once I regained my composure, I got out a measuring tape and I started to figure it out. And for whatever reason, I added 2 inches instead of 4 inches. So I've been cutting my cloth 8 by 8, and I should have been cutting it 10 by 10. So my 8 by 8 was rounding it up. So I still should have hopefully like 1.5 inches to play with around the edge. So I'm hoping that it doesn't screw me up too much when I go to finish it. But if you are concerned about having enough and you feel like you need to cut it 10 by 10, then you should cut your cloth 10 by 10. However, if you cut your cloth for the Cottage of the Month Stitch Along 10 by 10, you are going to run out of cloth and you'll need to order another one. Because if you cut 8 by 8, you'll have just enough to get 6 out of one piece and 6 out of another piece. If you cut 10 by 10, you're going to come short and you're going to need to order a third piece of cloth. So I'm hoping, because I'm finishing this in those frames, and the frames are 7 by 7, and I should have hopefully 1 inch to 1.5 inches around the edge. I'm hoping that I can make it work by continuing to cut 8 by 8. However, that is cutting it close. So if you're concerned about how much you have, you're probably going to want to start to cut 10 by 10, and you're going to want to order another piece of cloth so that you have enough. So Kay says, if I'm using 28 count and stitching over 2, it would be like 14 count. Yes, that's correct. Kay, yep. And then Family St. Hilaire, hi, Teresa, says, yay, I made it. I have to remember time change. Hello, thank you for joining in. Kim says, I think I was able to get 6 out of 1 by measuring 9 by 9.5, I think. And that's plenty of room. Oh, good. So then I'm hoping that I'm going to be okay. And I know that if you decide to finish it on sticky board, you don't need as much of a border in order to be able to curl around the edges. So I'm hoping to get the frames. Remember, I have an order out for the frames that look like this in this picture. And they're supposed to come hopefully soon. I still haven't heard from them, so I don't know. But I'm hoping once I get those frames, I'll have a better idea about how exactly the frame comes and how it's gonna work to finish this. So I'm hoping that it's gonna be enough, my 8 by 8. But just a heads up for you Cottage of the Month stitchers, keep that in mind. If you're cutting 8 by 8, if you're using sticky board to finish, it may be enough. If you're not, it might be tight. Okay. So that's it for Cottage of the Month. And then we're also in the midst of, we're on our 2nd month of Farmhouse Christmas. Here's the hashtag to use when you post your pictures. And right now we are working on Horsin Around, and I cannot wait to start this one. Everybody has been raving about how fun this stitch along is and how fun these stitches are. And the first one I absolutely loved. Let's see if I can grab it. I just want to get it out and look at it again because I miss it. We have been apart for a little while because I was making a quilt. Here is the first one. Oh, it's so cute. This Farmhouse Christmas is a lot of fun. I love it. I love the border. I love the inside border. I love the individual stitches. It's so cute. So that was the first one called Little Red Barn, and this one's called Horsin Around. And it's a lot of fun. I know that Sharon is busy stitching hers, and she's gotten a pretty good amount done. And she said she's loving it. So she is having a good time with it. So that's Farmhouse Christmas. Those are stitch alongs that we're in the midst of right now. Now we'll move on to the stitch alongs that are coming up. And my gosh, they'll be here before we know it because it's already April 9th. How did that happen? The first one is Truckin' Along. For those of you who signed up for Truckin' Along with the Real Housewives of Cross Stitch, for those of you who signed up for our Stitch Along, I did place the order with them. So I'm hoping, I haven't got notification that they've shipped yet, but I paid for it like a few days ago. So I'm hoping that it will be coming soon. And then I should be able to get stuff back out the door to you guys. So you guys will be receiving invoices as soon as I get everything in that is needed for that. I already have the cloth. I'm waiting on some DMC floss, and I'm waiting on the pattern. As soon as I get all of that stuff, then I'll start sending invoices out, and you'll be able to get that stuff to get started. But I don't think that they were intending for it to start until like mid to the second half of April. So we're still within the time frame here. And I know that they were going through their orders this week and getting invoicing done, and they're going to start shipping soon. So for those of you who signed up for Truckin' Along with the Real Housewives of Cross Stitch, the stuff is coming. It's in the process of getting to me, and I'll get it back out to you as soon as I can. Kay says, just posted Little Red Barn and getting ready to start horsing around. How much space do you leave between each? So I think it says two, is it 2 stitches? I think it says in the pattern, leave 3 spaces between each block when you're stitching the 9 parts together. So yeah, you should leave 3 spaces. So on the back of your pattern, there's a little paragraph at the bottom that gives you some information about that. But from what I'm seeing, just skimming this right now, it says to leave 3 stitches in between. So Truckin' Along is coming. It's on the way. Over the next week or so, hopefully, you should be hearing from me with an invoice, and I'll be able to get that out to you. And then, sorry, my nose is kind of stuffy. Kay says, okay, I see it now. Yay. And then the next one we have that will be coming up in May is called Welcome to the Forest. This one I have a few people signed up for, and I would love to get more. So if anybody is out there looking for a stitch along to get involved with, Welcome to the Forest is pretty cute. I will show you. It kind of goes a little bit along with our Frosty Forest. You know, it kind of still has the forest critters. It's just more of a springtime or summery forest instead of a wintry forest. And this one is a 7-part series by Country Cottage Needleworks. It's by the same designer. And it's super cute. We got a couple cottages in there, a couple with critters. It's very cute. And I still have plenty of openings left in this one. So if that's one that you're interested in, please go out to the website and reserve your spot for that one. And then the other one, which is getting a lot of attention through the website, and I'll do the Easter one because Easter's almost here, is called Celebrate Tiered Trays by Madame Chantilly. Look at those tiered trays. They are so darn cute. I am really looking forward to this one. We have had a good number of people sign up. I would love to get even more. It would just be super, super fun to stitch this with everybody. And every time I look at these tiered trays, I see more details that I haven't noticed before. Like it on this one. Oh, it's not this one. But those tulips on top are so cute. And oh yeah, there is. See, there's a little lady. There's a woman standing with her arm up against the middle of the, it's like a little doll. It's so cute. There's a little chick in a broken egg on the bottom. Okay, I could go into details all day long. But Celebrate Tiered Trays is another stitch along, which will be starting in May. Okay, so here's an update with this. The plan is to start it in May. However, I have contacted both my distributor and Madame Chantilly herself because the distributor is under the impression that Italy can't ship right now. That might be true. I'm not exactly sure. And so I have a message out to her to, it's starting to snow. I have a message out to her to find out if Italy can't ship right now. So I just ask for you guys to be patient because I don't know what's happening with the patterns at this point. I thought that I could just order it from my distributor. They are sold out. They don't have any available. And so they don't have any to ship to me. And I called them and they said that they thought that Italy couldn't ship at this moment. So I have a message out to Madame Chantilly. I've not heard back from her. So my hope is to start it at the beginning of May. Maybe it'll be later in May. I don't know. I don't have an idea right now. But for those of you who have signed up, I will keep you informed along the way. I just ask for you to please be patient as we kind of try to navigate this shipping stuff with, especially with international countries and how that's all working out right now. I'm just not sure. So I'll keep you updated on Celebrate Tiered Trays, but please don't stop signing up for it. We will do it. It just may not start right away in May like I was hoping. It might be later than that. It will just depend on when we can get the patterns, but don't stop signing up for it. Please keep joining the Stitch Along. It's going to be super fun to stitch. I'm super excited about it. Just keep signing up because I'd love to have the more the merrier. Keep signing up. Jilly says, welcome to the forest is adorable. I can't wait for that one. I want to make it for my 1-year-old. Oh, that will be so cute. Welcome to the forest is pretty darn cute. And there's a good number of people stitching and I would love to get more. So please sign up for that one as well. Those are the two that we have open right now, are Welcome to the Forest and Celebrate Tiered Trays. So sign up for those, join us. This is a really fun stitching group. I just had a customer contact me this morning. I was talking back and forth with her quite a bit this morning. Her name is Erin, and she has joined our stitching community, and she is a new cross stitcher and she's a new quilter. And so she's been asking for help to kind of learn the ropes of starting these new hobbies for herself. And so I'm super excited for her. And I want to give a shout out and say, welcome, Erin. I enjoyed chatting with you this morning. I hope that the information that I gave you is helpful. She ordered some cross stitch patterns to get started with, and she joined one of our stitch alongs. So welcome to Erin. And I was bragging to her about how great this little stitching community is that we have here and how encouraging and kind and supportive the people in this community are. And I am so happy that she is going to join this community as her first stitching community, because I think that we have a lot of people here who would really cheer her on and be good support for her. So everybody give Erin a shout out and say, welcome to Erin. She subscribed to YouTube today and she's kind of joined this little community. And so I'm very, very happy to have her. And I hope that we can be of help to her as she heads down this path with learning how to cross stitch and learning how to quilt. Okay, and on that note, thank you for everybody who is subscribing. I only have like 11 more subscribers to go to reach 200, which is my next goal, is to get to 200 subscribers. So thank you so, so much. That's super exciting. And spread the word, share with your friends, get people to sign up so that we can keep growing. That would be amazing. I'm very excited about that. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Kim says, yes, excited for you to fall down the rabbit trail with the rest of us, Erin. No kidding. No kidding. But I'm super excited for her. She was very excited by the time we got done chatting today. She was excited to get some stuff and get started. So I'm excited. Everybody could use an outlet. I said, but it is like a rabbit hole. I mean, it can be very addictive, but it's fun, you know, and it's a great way to connect with people, which I really have enjoyed since I've gotten back into it. Hello, Head Z Quilt. Thank you for jumping in. Jessica Strawn says, welcome, Erin. And Jilly says, welcome, Erin. I love this community and you will have so much fun here. Aw, see, we're a good community. Okay, so that's, new patterns. Okay, so and Kringles. For those of you who signed up for Kringles, the stitch along part, invoices were sent out yesterday. So you should have an invoice in your mail. As soon as that invoice is processed, then I will get your kit in the mail to you. Some of you have already paid. It's in the mail. It's on the way to you. In the kit, you get your cloth, your floss kit, which is a massive floss kit, and then you get your pattern. So those 3 things are in the mail to you so that you can start stitching that beautiful pattern. That's going to be a special one, and it's going to be monstrous. And please share your updates along the way so that we can all enjoy that stitch. It's going to be so pretty. So Kringles is on the way for those of you who paid. The rest of you, there are invoices in your email. And then I have ordered a ton of new patterns. And I have another order in process because I've had some requests since then. So I had a request for Tiny Modernist Halloween calendar. So that one is in my cart. And I'm just waiting to see. I wanted to give you guys a chance today. If you have other patterns that you would like for me to order for you, let me know, because I'd like to place this order and get an order in. So I had a request for that. I had multiple requests for Christmas Square Dance by Heart and Hand. And so that is in my cart. So I'll be carrying that as well. And then all of these I added, which I'm going to show you right now. And here's one piece of exciting news that I wanted to share with you. I was on the phone yesterday with this very nice British man who had a very nice British accent. I could have talked to him all day. And he is the owner of Fabric Flair. I don't know how many of you guys know of Fabric Flair, but they are a cross-stitch fabric company. And I have been reaching out to them for probably 6 months, I want to say, to try to get an account with them so that I can sell their fabric. And he's been going through a lot of stuff. We just have not connected until yesterday. I connected with him yesterday. And I'm going to be able to have Fabric Flair cross-stitch cloth now. So I am so excited. So excited. This man was super, super nice. Like, he was a pleasure to talk to. He was so, so nice. And Fabric Flair has some really cool, let me see if I can show you. They have some really cool fabric. It's not like your typical, some of you may have seen, they have like, it's fabric that looks like whiteboard. Do you know what I'm talking about? Like boards, but it's on the fabric. So it's like screen printed onto the fabric. And then they have some hand dyed, like they do a lot of hand dyed stuff. It's not just your typical fabric. You can get a lot more variety in some of the stuff that they provide. And so this piece, oh, Kay says, Angela's helped me so much, Erin, and I'm so glad I found her. Oh, thank you, Kay. Kay says, yay, Halloween calendar is on my bucket list. Awesome. So that's excellent for me to know, because I want to carry what you guys are looking for. And so I so appreciate those of you who have reached out and said, are you going to carry this? You know, all of these designers say, reach out to your needle workshop and ask them if they're going to carry it. So I appreciate it when you guys do that, because then it lets me know what you're looking for, and I can for sure get it for you, you know, as long as you can be patient with me and with how long it might take. But I so appreciate you reaching out and asking for me to carry certain things, because that really helps me know what to get for you. And then Kim says, eek, so excited. Fabric Flair has some neat stuff. They do have some neat stuff. So about 6 months ago, when I was looking into contacting them to carry their stuff, I ordered a piece of their fabric because I wanted to see what it was all about. And so this is what I ordered. And this is one of the ones that I have an email out to him asking about. I think this is beautiful. It's like snowflakes on the back. And I don't know if you can see it, but there's glitter on here. So it sparkles. I don't think you can. Oh, you can see a little bit. Or I can see a little bit. But there's glitter on there, so it sparkles. Isn't this beautiful, though? Like, think of this for some type of fun, snowy chart. It would just look beautiful on this. And so they do stuff like this. They can add sparkle to it. They have those boards. They have hand-dyed stuff. Like, it's just, they have very, very neat stuff. So one of the questions for today to win the prize next week is to tell me what you're looking for from Fabric Flair, so that I can ask him about it and kind of find out what we want to start with. You know, like, that's the biggest problem for me right now. I can't afford to get everything. So if you guys can help tell me what you want, then I can be sure to make those a priority in the limited amount that I can get. So one of the questions for today is, what Fabric Flair fabric would you be looking for? Would you like to see a Happy Little Stitch Shop carry initially? Kim says Snow Village would look neat on that. Oh, it would. And I've kind of been wanting to stitch that. So it would look cute on that. It's a really fun fabric. I love it. And I'm just kind of waiting for the perfect stitch to put on there. And Snow Village might be it. I'll have to think about that. But it's really fun. So that's one of the questions. Fabric Flair. I'm super excited about it. I'm so excited that we finally connected. I'm excited that he sent me a bunch of information last night, pricing information, all of that. And I want to get back to him and kind of place my initial order while the momentum is going. And so please reach out and let me know what kind of fabrics you're looking for. Already on my list, I have like the white washboard. And I think all of them that I was going to look at are 16 count because most of you seem to like the 16 count. So yes, Teresa, it does come in 14 count. So I'm looking at mainly 14, 16, 18 count Ada, but I can always get other stuff if you guys want other stuff as well. I've just stuck with those three because it seems like those are the ones that are used the most by you guys, but I'm happy to carry whatever you guys want. Tammy says, wow, this is not your mama's cross stitch. You mean from that cloth? Yeah, it's different. And so that's kind of his thing is he wants to do different backgrounds that don't distract from the stitch. This is what he told me last night. I don't want to take away from the stitch, but I want it to complement the stitch. And so something like that is really cool. And then he has, stuff like spider webs that are on the background, so some of that could look really cool depending on what stitch you're using it with. But you really, with some of those that are the busier backgrounds, you just really have to find the perfect stitch to go with it. And they're out there. It's possible, and it will look amazing once you're able to match the two together. But some of those don't go with everything easily, but some of them are very, very cool. So the ones that I was looking at were the whitewash board, that snow one that I just showed you. And then they have some hand-dyed ones. One is called like parchment hand-dyed. One is called stormy gray or hazy gray. And then I think there's like a beige natural hand-dyed one. So Kava Mama 2 says 16 count is good. That's awesome. Teresa says 14 count. So that's what I'm looking at. 14, 16, 18 count. Oh, good. Okay, so Teresa says 16 count is a little tricky for me. That's good to know. So you like 14 count better. So I will keep that in mind because you're not the only one. Somebody else has talked to me about 14 count as well. Kay says there was a cloth called Opalescence. I don't know if Fabric Flair has it. I'll have to look into it. Julie says definitely preferred 14. Okay, that's good to know. I'm making a note. 14 count, I will start to get more of that because primarily right now I have 16. So I'll start to try to throw in some more 14 count options as well. I love fabric that looks older for primitive stitching. So some of their hand-dyed stuff from Fabric Flair gives that look. So it had like the parchment dyed effect. I can't remember. It's something parchment. That looks really cool. Like it looks like old parchment paper, which it just looks really cool in the picture. I can't wait to get it in my hands and look at it in person. So Fabric Flair, I'm excited about it. Answer the question in the comments on YouTube so then you can be entered in to win next week's prize. So again, for winning the prizes, you need to subscribe to my YouTube channel, follow me on Facebook or Instagram, and then answer the question in the comments. Everybody who answers the question in the comments and has followed me and subscribed gets entered into a drawing to win a prize each week. Okay, here are the new stitches that I got in the shop. They are all online. I made sure that I got them all online yesterday so that you guys could hear about it first and that they're all out there ready for you right away. I got the latest in the Snow Village series. So this one is called Snow Boutique by Country Cottage Needleworks. New in the shop. It's out there ready for you if you are interested in it. I also got all of the Glitter Village. So this is Glitter House 1, but I have all of them. All 9 of them are out in the shop. So I was busy putting everything on the website yesterday. So Glitter Village is out there. It is ready for anybody who is interested in it. All 9 charts are in the shop. Then, oh my gosh, you guys, like there are some pretty cool stitches here. And again, let me know if you have other stitches you want me to add because I have another order already going and I'm going to be adding any requests to that order. Julie says, yay, will you have floss packs for Snow Village? Yes, I have floss packs for the first 3. I think the first 3. And then I have fallen seriously behind on floss packs. But my plan, and part of that is because my mom was in Texas and she really helps me out with floss packs a lot. And since she's been back, she's been in isolation because she has some health stuff that she needs to be safe about. And so I have not seen her. We have not been able to get together, which is kind of sad. But we haven't been able to get together since they've been back. Our plan was to have us get together and get all caught up on floss kits and we'd be good to go, but we're not able to do that right now. So my plan is to hopefully, I want to take this month to really get caught up on floss kits. My plan is to have a floss kit for every pattern we carry. That is my plan. That has always been my get-go from the very beginning because I live far away from any place that I can get floss. And so if someplace carries a floss kit, I'm going to get it. So then I don't have to run around looking for floss. So that was kind of my thing from the get-go, is that we're going to offer a floss kit for every pattern that we have. However, I have fallen behind. But if you're looking for a floss kit for something and it's not listed on the website, just message me about it. I just had someone message me this morning that said, do you have a floss kit for this? And I went through all of my DMC floss and I had enough to make up a kit and I invoiced her for it and she's good to go. So even if you don't see it out online, just ask me about it because I could maybe throw one together for you. So really long answer to your question, Jilly. Yes, I'm planning to have floss kits for every pattern in the shop. I just need to get caught up. And in the meantime, feel free to email me. Okay, this one, Little House Needleworks, Suffrage Act. I have been admiring this as I've seen it around social media. I love this pattern. I think it's a great, I mean, just read the description on my website because I wrote a very deep description for this one. Because sometimes when I'm writing descriptions, sometimes there's a description on the pattern that I use. Sometimes I have to make something up myself. And sometimes it's just something personal that comes out when I see a pattern and it happens to remind me of something. And so you might get little tidbits of, personal memories in the descriptions on the website. So this one is called Suffrage Act. It's by Little House Needleworks. I think it's a very cool celebration of 100 years ago, women's right to vote. So it says vote 1920. Suffrage Act is in the shop. The next one, this one also had a personal description online, is also by Little House Needleworks, and it's called The Old Red Barn. Reminds me a little bit of the barn that was on my grandparents' farm when I was growing up, except that barn was white. But the Old Red Barn, Little House Needleworks, this is also in the shop. Little House Needleworks, this one is Farm Life. Very cool. It has a passage from the Book of Psalms. It says, "You cause the grass to grow for the livestock and plants for man to cultivate, that he may bring forth food from the earth." So this one's called Farm Life. Very cool. Kim says, "I love the stuff you've added. Thank you. My hope is to try to get, add a bunch of stuff, especially for those of you who are participating in Mania. For those of you who don't know, Mania is kind of a cross stitch thing where during the month of May, you start a new stitch for each day in the month of May. Somebody said that then you have to finish them in a year. I don't know if there's a finishing timeline on it or not. I don't know. But I think it's kind of neat to maybe try to give yourself the goal of starting a new one in the month of May, or maybe even if you don't do one every day, maybe if you do one every other day. But we all have this stash of stitches that we would love to do, right? And so that's a good way to kind of jump in and just get started with it, So I've been trying to add more of a variety for people to be able to have more to choose from for May if you're going to participate in Mania, and just to have more of a variety in general. That's my goal. So I'm going to save those two. This one is by Little Stitch Girl. It's called Bloom. Look at those little gingham tulips. They're so cute. I thought this one was super cute. She's got a few gingham stitches that I thought were cute. This one's by Madame Chantilly. I just thought it was adorable. It's called Christmas Mice. Super cute. Look at that. It says Merry Christmas. Very, very cute. This one is by Tralala, and it's called Spring. Look at those bunnies. Perfect for right now. My other question for this week is, what are your Easter plans? What are you guys doing for Easter? This one is by Plum Street Samplers, and this is a massive, I mean, there are like a lot of pages to this. I think when I took a peek to see why there were so many, they're magnified so that it's easier to read. And so there are different pages for different sections of the stitch, but it's called A Shepherd's Song. And it says, "May goodness and mercy follow thee." So nice. This would be a really sweet stitch to give a friend. I mean, obviously to make for yourself, but also to give to a loved one or to a good friend. It's very, very cute, by Plum Street Samplers. And then this one is called Where There Is Life. So I don't know if you guys heard or saw what this one is about. Country Cottage Needleworks and Little House Needleworks. So that's a mother and daughter, right? The mom is Little House Needleworks and the daughter is Country Cottage Needleworks. And they collaborated together to create this stitch called Where There Is Life. And this is something that they did in collaboration with Hoffman Distributing, who did the printing for these patterns. They did the design, Hoffman did the printing. And they are giving these out to shops as a way to help them through this difficult time during isolation, and to give stitchers something hopeful to stitch during this time. So this was a really nice collaboration that they did, and this came with my order, and it's called Where There Is Life. And there are both of these colorways. You can see that there are two different color combinations. Both are available in this one pattern. So you have both options in this one pattern. So this one is Where There Is Life. That is out in the store as well. And then for the first time ever, I added books. So this is a cross stitch book that is called Sweet Land of Liberty, and it's by Blackbird Designs. This one looks kind of cool. Like they have some cool, I will tell you, there are 5 cross stitches in this one book. And the cross stitches are called Liberty Rose. Let me see if I can even show you. Okay, without showing you here's Liberty Rose. Over here, I'm covering the pattern up with another book. This one is called Salute to Abigail. It looks like that. Pretty cool. And then the next one is called In Full Glory. And it looks like that. Oh my gosh, look at that. Look at that flag. The next one is called American Eagle. Oh, this one's pretty too. Looks like that. And then I think the last one, the last one is called Sweet Land of Liberty. And it looks like that. So all of those come in this one book, Blackbird Designs, Sweet Land of Liberty. And then I got another book by Blackbird Designs called Sewing Club. And I think one of you guys asked for this one a few weeks ago. You had asked about the Blackbird book that you were interested in. And this is the one that it was. It's called Sewing Club. And this one has 16 projects to stitch and sew. So this one is pretty cool as well. It gives you an idea down here of some of the stitches that are in there. I'm not going to go through all 16 because that would take forever. So those are all the new ones that I have added to the shop. My goodness, that's a lot. So, and more to come. So message me if you have requests because I'll add them to my cart. Okay, so let's move on to quilting. First of all, I'm not going to show this in depth, but I'll show you quickly. I finished my quilt. This is the quilt that I jumped into Prep School Picnic by Amy Smart, Diary of a Quilter. I finished the quilt. Okay, so I finished the top. I didn't finish the whole quilt. I finished the top. And now I got to figure out what I'm going to do with the rest of it. And then Kim contacted me yesterday with this great idea. I love it. And so I'm going to talk to you about it right now. There is a free quilt block pattern out there called Stay at Home Block Pattern. It's kind of a quarantine quilt of sorts. And so it says, Jilly says, that is absolutely gorgeous. Well done. Thank you. Sharon says your quilt is beautiful. Thank you. Thank you, Kim. I appreciate it. It finally came together. And apparently, people, even though you don't want to pin because you want to save time, apparently pinning is fairly critical when you're trying to get your corners to match up. It was a hard lesson learned. I had to rip that puppy apart a bunch of times. And Sharon was like, are you pinning it? I was like, no, I don't want to pin it. And she's like, try pinning it. It will work better. And so I did, and she was right. It worked wonderfully, and all of the corners matched up pretty well. Like, they don't have to be perfect. I don't care if they're perfect, but they need to be kind of decent. And so they matched up so much better. So if you're trying to save yourself time by not pinning, you're probably really not saving yourself time in the long run. So yes, apparently pinning is a big deal. You need to do it. Which, by the way, has led me to ordering pins for the shop because I don't have very good pins. Kay says, my other obsession, quilting. Yes. Okay. And so this stay-at-home block pattern, here's what it says, because this describes it perfectly. Make a quilt to record this unique time in history. Make one block for each day that your community is to stay at home or shelter in place. Use your favorite fat quarter bundle or scraps from your stash or layer cake, because all of these can be used with 10-inch squares. And this is what the block looks like. It's a free pattern put out there by Slice of Pie Quilts. And so Kim kind of had this idea. She's going to make it. I think that I would love to make it because Kim said it perfectly. She said, we are living history right now. I mean, regardless of all of the, downsides to all of this happening or the pros, the pros and cons of the whole situation, this is the situation that we're in. And so we are living history. And I love history. One of the reasons that I loved Hamilton, one of the reasons I watch every Ken Burns documentary that's out on Netflix or Amazon Prime. I love history. And so why not commemorate that history that you're living through right now? And this stay-at-home block pattern, I don't know that I would do one for every day, but I would make it to the size that I want to make it to that works for my family. And we'll look back at it as, hey, this is the quilt that I made during that time, to kind of commemorate this time in our lives right now. So I'm asking for you guys to join us. Let's do this stay-at-home block pattern together. And for those of you who on Instagram, I only have 1 minute and 50 seconds left, and then it's going to quit. So if you want to keep joining, hop over to YouTube and join us over there, because Instagram is going to quit in just 1.5 minutes. So I'm encouraging you guys to join. If you order a layer cake from me, I have some Summer Sweet layer cakes. I will include this printed pattern, assuming that you're getting the layer cake because you want to do this with us. I also have some Singing in the Rain, and I have some Dwell or At Home. I think I have a couple At Home, Singing in the Rain, and Summer Sweet. And I think I'm thinking about using Summer Sweet because I love a Summer Sweet, and I have been trying to figure out a way that I can get some of this into my life. And this might be the answer to that. So for anybody who would like to join in this stay at home and quilt this quilt with us, we would love to have you. It'll be kind of like an impromptu quilt along, and we would love to have you join us. So grab a layer cake. And if I have limited amount of layer cakes, but I do have fat 1/8 bundles, which would also work. Or like they said, fat quarter bundles, but I think a fat 8, would a fat 1/8 work? What are they? They're 9 by, I don't know. I'd have to look more closely at the pattern. These are 9 by 22. I don't know. Maybe a fat 1/8 bundle would work. Would have to look more closely at that. But grab your stuff. I'll include a printed pattern for you. And let's make this quilt together and kind of live through this unprecedented time together through quilting. So think about it, and that's available for you. That will move me right into Summer Sweet. I have a lot of fat quarter bundles, a lot of fat eighth bundles, some layer cakes for Summer Sweet stuff. So feel free to jump into the store and get some of that. Jessica says, love Summer Sweet. Me too. Kim says she's doing Summer Sweet. Jilly says, what a fabulous idea. I'm in. Awesome. Kim says, yes, fat eighth would work. Okay. The longest cut is 8.5. Okay. That's what I didn't know. So fat eighth would be great. And I have a lot of fat eighths left. And I think a fat eighth bundle is such a, more affordable way to be able to get some of this stuff into your life. So fat eighth bundles would work. Fat quarter bundles, if you want to go the big route and get a fat quarter bundle, I have a lot of those. That would work as well. And then a layer cake would work. So for Summer Sweet, I have a lot of fat quarter, fat eighth layer cakes. I have layer cakes for Singing in the Rain and layer cakes for at home. So those are your options. But we would love to have you join in this quilt along. So please think about it and join in if you can. Okay, so lots of Summer Sweet. I'm going to jump into the quilt kits quick. This is going a little bit long, but I hope you guys don't mind because it's been great to connect with you guys. So usually I try to keep it a little bit shorter. So I'm sorry that it's going a little bit long, but there's been such great interaction today. It's been wonderful, which does take a little bit more time, but I don't care. I'm happy to chat with you guys. I like connecting with you. Okay. So in the shop right now, these are the kits that are available in the shop, ready to ship immediately. Oh, Kay says, oh, I think I might do a little mini from some scraps. That would be awesome too. Yep, it's super scrap friendly. It says in the pattern. Tammy Menlove, I made it here. Quilting is my thing. I have Summer Sweet jelly rolls. Awesome. Thank you for jumping over, Tammy. I appreciate it. Okay, in the shop, these are the kits that we have. We have Bunnies in the Garden. And this is perfect. Jessica says, good idea, Kay. And Teresa says, is it beginner friendly? Yes, I would say it is beginner friendly. I mean, this at the bottom kind of shows you the cutting that you need to do. So you cut these little squares, you draw a diagonal on it, and then this is the piecing down here for the heart. So I would say, I mean, there's definitely piecing that goes with it. But I would say we could figure it out. And if you have problems with it, you have, like I said, I'm going to brag about this community all the live long day. You have a great community of people who would be super happy to help you. And if I don't have the questions, I know I can contact one of you guys to help answer it. So I think that it could be beginner friendly, especially with help if you ran into problems. And I ran into problems with my last quilt and I reached out and I needed a pin. So there's that. Yes, I think you could do it, Teresa. I think it would be beginner friendly. Okay, so Bunnies in the Garden. Perfect for this time of year. Okay, and because Easter's coming, I'm going to let you guys in on a little secret. I have started a sale. I started it right before this live stream for you guys to know first. I have put Bunnies in the Garden on sale for $59.98. That's super, super low. For Bunnies in the Garden, you get this kit with the pattern and some fabric, and you get a jelly roll. The fabric is enough for all of the applique, and you get enough fabric for binding. So all of the fabric here is for quilt top and binding, and you get the pattern included, all for $59.98. I've also put all Good Times yardage on sale for 20% off. So you could get the backing for this super cheap as well. So in celebration of Easter, Bunnies in the Garden is on sale through the weekend, $59.98 for this kit. And then backing yardage or any yardage you want for whatever, for Good Times only though. I've only put Good Times yardage on sale. Good Times yardage is on sale for 20% off. And then, yeah, Daisy Dew. So this is the Daisy Dew, and this is such a happy spring quilt. Like both of these remind me of Easter. So I have put both of them on sale. This one I have marked down to the lowest I have ever marked it down to. It's down to $114.98. That's pretty low. Like, I don't know that I could go a lot lower than that and justify just not giving it away. So $114.98 for Daisy Doo. You get a whole fat eighth bundle, and you get this. This is quite a bit of fabric here, all for quilt top and binding, and then you get the pattern as well. And I don't know if you saw Janet's post I shared last week. She is working on making this. She got this quilt kit from us, and she's making it right now, and she's loving it. She said these Dresdens are so fun to put together, and I am in the midst of 2 Dresden quilts right now, and I can tell you that Dresdens, they're pretty fun to make, and they're easy to make. People are kind of scared of them, but they're easy to make once you get going. So this on sale for the weekend, $114.98, and yardage for the backing, 20% off. So Good Times, like all of my Good Times is the name of the fabric collection. So all of my Good Times fabric collection stuff is on sale for this weekend. So I hope some of you guys will take advantage of that. And then Dwell 2, here's the quilt kit. This has been flying off the shelves like crazy. This quilt kit is also very reasonable at only, I think it's $89.98. You get this fabric bundle with the pattern, and then you get a layer cake, and it makes this beautiful Dwell 2 quilt kit. This has been super popular. For those of you, I had some who had reserved, I had a couple who had reserved that I have not received payment yet for. So please contact me about that if you're having problems with it, or just contact me, because if I don't hear from you at some point, I'm going to need to make the kit available again for other people to get. So contact me if you have questions about that. But that is Dwell 2. That is available in the shop. And then this is Gingham Windows, available in the shop. This is such a happy quilt. I mean, these colors and these patterns, oh, they just make me sigh because they're so lovely to look at. I mean, you could wrap up in this quilt and just wrap yourself up in happiness. So you get Gingham Windows, quilt pattern, and all, look at that beautiful fabric. And then you get a whole layer cake to make the Gingham Windows quilt. And then backing is available in the shop as well. And then we have Singing in the Rain. This has been another very popular one. Whoops. Here's Singing in the Rain. This one is so darn cute. And Beverly is hosting a quilt along starting at the end of April. So be sure that if you want to join in that quilt along, you get your Singing in the Rain quilt kit right here at Happy Little Stitch Shop. You get this bundle of fabric, and then you get an entire fat quarter bundle as well, along with the pattern. So that's Singing in the Rain. Those are all of the quilt kits that I have in the shop right now. And then I have a lot that are coming soon, and I'm not going to go through them all with you today. But there are a lot in the coming soon section. So be sure you go and check that out, because I have started to receive some reservations for some of those things. And that really helps me when you guys reserve your quilt kit. It helps me know, okay, this kit's doing really well, and so I might need to add some more, or this quilt kit is not doing so well, I need to change my mind. So for example, with Dwell 2, I got so many reservations for that I was running out of kits before I was anywhere close to even receiving the material. So I had time to go back to the distributor and say, okay, I want to cancel this other quilt kit because it's not selling at all. And I want to up my number of Dwell 2 kits so that I can give it to more customers. So your reservations really help me be able to make adjustments like that if I need to. So if you're interested in any of those coming soon quilt kits, please just put a reservation in, and then I know what kind of numbers I'm dealing with and if I need to adjust my quantities at all. So I have started to receive some of the reservations for some of the quilt kits that are out there. Spellbound has got a lot of attention. Boo has gotten a ton of attention. I'm so excited about that one with the little ghosts. They're so cute. Let's see. The Snow Quilt Kit has gotten a lot of attention. I'm looking into adding more for that one. The Hollyberry one, I've gotten some reservations for as well. That one has been, has gotten some, I've gotten some reservations for. So that's kind of exciting. I can't remember what else is out there. Oh, the Dear Christmas one and the Dear Christmas panel. I've received stuff for that. So if there's anything out there that you like, that you think you want to have, just be sure you put a reservation through. And then let's jump into the drawings. Woohoo! Okay, so for this week's prizes, we had this cute mini fat quarter bundle called Blooms and Bobbins. It's a 6-piece fat quarter bundle. Look at that fabric. It's very fun, very cute. So this is one prize, and then the other prize is a Flamingo Toes needle minder. Look, I'm so excited. Okay, so first we'll draw for the fat quarter bundle. The winner of the fat quarter bundle is Jessica Strawn. Jessica, welcome. And you won a fat quarter bundle. How awesome is that? Congratulations, Jessica. Now, the thing that I ask is that if you're on here, you just let me know, but claim your prize. Okay. If I announce that you're the winner on here, I'm not just going to put it in the mail and send it to you. You need to contact me and claim your prize so that I know that you've seen that you've won and all that kind of stuff. And then I'll get it into the mail to you as soon as I see that you've claimed your prize. If the prize is not claimed by the next week, then I will redraw for a new winner of that prize. So you have a whole week to get in touch with me to let me know that you've seen that you've won and that you want your prize. And if I don't hear from you, then your prize will be redrawn and it'll be given to somebody else. So Jessica, yay! I see that you're on here. I see that you saw. Congratulations. I don't know if I have your information, so we will need to touch base so that I can get your information to get that in the mail to you. Okay, now the needle minder. Who is going to win the needle minder? Can't see. Teresa St. Hilaire, you won the needle minder. Congratulations, Teresa. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Please be sure you claim your prizes and I will get those in the mail to you right away. Now, prizes for next week. Let me see. Okay, I've got a couple prizes for next week. I'm going to show them to you. The questions you need to answer are: what Fabric Flair cloth would you like to have Fat Quarter Shop carry? And then number 2 is, what are your Easter plans? And really quick before I sign off, be sure to check out Some Good News. It's amazing. And number 2, I have some exciting stuff that I am trying to work on for you guys. And I'm just going to give you a little teaser right now. It won't be happening until October and December. And I hope that you guys will be excited about it and sign up for it. And I've already started the wheels turning and have started collaboration with a designer to offer some exclusive things for Happy Little Stitch Shop only. So I'm very, very excited about that. Again, it won't happen until October. There will be one in October and one in December. And I'm starting to work on it right now because it'll probably take that long to figure it all out. I'll probably start giving you more information about it over the summer and try to start getting reservations for it to help out with numbers so that I know quantities and stuff like that. But I'm super excited about it. And I'm super excited not only because this person agreed to collaborate with me and offer exclusive stuff to our shop, which is huge. I mean, it's just fabulous. But I'm also really excited to try to put together something that I think will be special for you guys as like a thank you for all of your support, all of your encouragement, all of your loyalty, your patronage, like all of that. And so I'm really excited about this opportunity, and stay tuned for it. Kim says, what? I love that. Excited to hear more. Yeah, I'm excited. It just kind of started to come together this week. I reached out. I was sure that this person was going to say no. They didn't say no. They said yes. And then we started to kind of brainstorm about some stuff, and they're going to work on some pattern ideas and, send some stuff. We're going to go back and forth. We're going to figure it all out. Woo! But I'm super excited. So October and December. So there will be 2 different things, one in October, one in December. Stay tuned. Okay. So for this month or this week, here are the prizes for this week. The first one is some cloth. So for cross stitchers out there, comment, subscribe, follow, comment, and you can be entered into winning this cloth. This is 16 count natural light Ada. So subscribe, comment, follow to win that next week. And then this next thing is a little gift bag that I got from Riley Blake Designs. So it's a gift bag with lots of goodies in it. This is some chunky thread, Lori Holt's chunky thread. You get 2 little skeins of her chunky thread. You get a charm pack in here of Hey Mister, a Riley Blake's Designs pattern collection, fabric collection by My Mind's Eye. And then you also get a little tweezers in here, and you get a set of 12 woven sew-in labels by Tasha Noel. They're super cute. It says handmade especially for you, handmade with love, and because I love you. So you get this little gift bag. So you need to subscribe, follow, and comment, and you'll be entered into a drawing to win one of these 2 things. That's for next week. That's it. Let me see if I missed anything. Let me see. Sharon says, squeeze, she squealed. And then Teresa says, oh my goodness, thank you so much. I've never had a needle mine before. Ah, that's amazing, Teresa. And you're starting off with like the Cadillac of needle minders. Like Flamingo Toes needle minders are the best by far because they're so darn cute and because they are excellent quality. So you're starting off at the top of the hill. Jessica says, thanks, ladies. And Kim says, happy Easter to everyone and your families. Yes, absolutely. I'm going to sign off now. I've taken up enough of your time. Thank you so much for connecting with me. I so appreciate it. Thank you for being here with us every week. My family and I appreciate it from the bottom of our hearts. And I so enjoyed connecting with you today. And I wish you a happy rest of this Holy Week and a very, very happy Easter. I hope and pray that you guys have a happy Easter with your families and that the Easter Bunny comes to visit your house. Have a great, great day. Have a great rest of the week. I will see you next week. And in the meantime, happy stitching. Take care, guys.